I'm here with Javier Gonzalez from IID Board of Directors, Division 4. Javier, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
Javier, tell us, what do you do as a part of the Board of Directors for Division 4 in IID?
Well, the board of directors is the legislative body of the Imperial Irrigation District that sets policies and reviews management decisions, programs, services of the IID. But our main focus is to set policy for the IID, the Imperial Irrigation District.
And how long have you been a part of the Board of Directors, Division 4?
This is my first time that I serve public office. My first time representing the people. I was elected in 2020. I started in December 4 of 2020.
Okay, and what are your motivations? Why are you a part of...
Well, everybody knows that I ran mostly to make IID more responsible, more involved in the community. When I ran, I didn't focus too much on water and energy, although that is the main focus of the IID, to keep the lights on and to keep the water running. You see that, but my focus was knowing and seeing other public agencies, utility agencies like SMUD from Sacramento. They do a lot for the community, and that was my mission to get IID involved in the community. I think we've accomplished that. A lot of people have been telling me, "Hey, Javier, since you got in the board of directors, the IID has been more into the community." And you can tell with the new very popular program, the Tree for All program, the LED lights, the new IID now celebrates Earth Day. We just opened an IID Public Affairs Department, and we created a new Health, Safety, and Environmental Committee. So we've done a lot for the community, and that was my goal. But yes, the main responsibility of IID is to keep the lights on and the water running.
So what is your opinion about Lithium Valley?
Lithium Valley, that's a very complicated question because I really don't know anything about lithium, and I don't think anybody in the valley knows anything about lithium. My concern, being from Calexico, is that in Calexico we've been told the same thing about benefits from things like the cannabis, the solar farms. Remember when the new Grand Plaza was here? Every time those things like the lithium come over, they tell us that that's going to benefit the community, and they start promising to the community, and that's where I see a problem because ever since they told us about the big box getting like the Walmart, then they told us that was going to help Calexico. Then they told us about the tissue company, and you go back to the cannabis, and if you see from before that we had 50 cops, we had 16 employees. Now we have 20. And we have less programs, less services. We can hardly afford, and even with those things that they promised us, and they went through. The cannabis went through. The tissue company went through. The big box, the Walmart, whenever it was small, and we bought it to make it big. All those things came through, and look at Calexico. So I think that is my concern with the lithium. They're promising to all the community. Everybody's like now waiting for money. All the nonprofits, the schools, the cities, and they haven't even extracted an ounce of lithium, and everybody is already waiting for the gold. That is my concern about lithium and its use. I really can't say anything because I mean we use lithium right here, so it's needed. It's needed. It's just the way it's being sold to us.
So you mentioned that nobody here knows about lithium, but there's a lot of conferences.
Well, yeah, but the conferences, if you go to the conferences, they just tell you about the benefits of what everybody's going to benefit, the community is going to benefit. I can see everybody benefiting in jobs and everything. But the people, if you see the people that are doing the workshops, they're not experts in lithium. I mean, they can be experts in the community and can tell you, the taxes will be benefit this, will benefit that. That's one thing. But about the dangers or the pros and cons about lithium, I mean, is it going to hurt our environment? We don't know.
What do you think? You think it's going to hurt?
Well, the studies I've made in a lot of other countries, they use different systems. So I don't know what they're going to do here. In other places, they do big lakes, and that do hurt the environment. So I really don't know what is it that they're going to do here.
Okay.
Well, I just know that the way they're selling it, that everybody's going to profit. Look at the solar farms. They couldn't even fix the roads going into the solar farms. They're all broken up.
So what do you see? So what do you view as the top 3 concerns for the Imperial Valley today?
Well, the top concern is no doubt is water. We have a very important decision coming up in this coming meeting about our 2020 post 2026 water conservation program. So that's well, we just made a decision about a 2 year temporary one, and it's going to affect the Salton Sea. It's going to affect farmers. It's going to affect the economy of Imperial Valley. So I see water as one of the main concerns because they're asking us to do more or the same with less, and we don't have any other industry other than government or farming. I mean, we don't. That's in this valley. If you don't work for the government, I don't know where you're gonna work at. I mean, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. We don't have other industries. So one of the big industries is water. It's farming.
Okay, so you mentioned water. I know that there's a big debate here, a big problem here in Calexico with water rates. What do you think about that?
Well, water rates. Look, the IID hasn't raised water rates to the cities. The last time they did was in 2015. No, 2015, but they lowered the water rate to the cities. And in 2018, the city, instead of lowering it to the customers, to the city rate, to the city water users, they raised it. And I want to let people know that it was Mayor Pacheco, Luis Pacheco, that raised the water rates. And now in his campaign, he's saying that he's going to lower the water rates. He can't lower the water rates. We have nothing to do with municipal water rates. But in 2015, IID lowered the price of water to the municipalities. 2018, the city of Calexico under Luis Pacheco raised the water rates. So I mean, we're discussing. There's gonna be talks about water rates in the future, and I'm hoping that it doesn't affect municipalities because they only spend like 2% of the water. Most of it is for farming. But I mean, if you raise the water rates for farmers, they're gonna want us to raise it to the municipalities. But I tell my colleagues, if you raise it just 1 cent to the municipalities, will get that excuse to raise it up.
So was the second problem important to the Imperial Valley?
Well, our energy, our infrastructure. I mean, I was just talking with the ladies here at San Diego State. They're all complaining about energy, and I tell them we haven't raised the energy rates. The energy are high because of the ECA, energy cost adjustment. It's because we have to go out and buy energy. And it's very expensive because of the policies of this president. And I want to make it clear, so the policies of this president, they want to force us to go into renewable energy, which is fine, but not too quick. And one of the things that IID is responsible is that most of their facilities are falling apart. So they're closing facilities that were falling apart. We have to go out and buy it into the market, and there is where it's very expensive. I mean, President Joe Biden has been closing a lot of coal energy plants, and I think that's being done on purpose. They want to force us to go into renewable energies like wind, solar, which is nice, but we don't have the capacity right now. So IID has to go out and buy the energy, and it's very expensive.
So what's your point of view about California's aims for that zero emission?
It's never gonna it's never gonna be done. I mean, zero emissions. If we breathe emissions, we breathe CO. I mean, the planet itself creates over 75,000 tons of CO2. But it's a good start. But I mean, that's going to cost us a lot of money if we try to force us to do this in 20, 15, 10, 20 years. We're the generation that's going to pay for it. I mean, we're going to pay for it. And I don't know. We have a new administration. If a new administration comes, Mr. Trump is saying that he's going to cut all that mandates about, EV vehicles, all those mandates.
Okay. So do you think that there's a third most important factor here?
Well, our economy. I mean, we have to. That's why I'm very, very hesitant that IID get involved in the economic development because I mean, all of our customers are residents of the Imperial Valley, and if we do that with water, a lot of people in the farming industry are going to lose their jobs. Where else do they go? There's no jobs here. You either work for the government, and there's only a certain amount of jobs. We need to start working on economic development, especially in Calexico. We don't have. I mean, where do you work in Calexico? Can you let me know? Jack in the Box, Walmart. We don't have big industry, and the little industries that we have is at the East Calexico, but they're mostly warehouses. We have to have like maquiladora, like they're building cars in Mexico. Why can't they build them here? They're building everything in Mexico. If you go over there, they have all these companies. They're building phones. They're building everything. Why can't we do them over here on this side of the border, so we can have the jobs?
As a representative of the IID, what would you like the public to know?
I like the public to know that I'm not a career politician like other Calexico politicians that jump from one seat to another and that have been representative for 8, 12, 16 years. This is my first term as your representative. I want to serve you one more term because we want to make sure that the programs that we implemented, they get through. Because I mean, I've done it in Calexico. I did the Adopt a Park. I did several projects in Calexico, and once I was elected, they closed them down. So we have to be involved, and I want to let you know that there's no other representative in Calexico, other activists like myself. I'm everywhere. I try to help. I'm 24/7. I'm still young. I'm energetic. I have a lot of passion, and that's what I want the people to know. That you know what, with me, you got the whole package. I'm very honest. I'm very transparent, and I don't want to say anything about my the other guy that's running against me. He's a nice guy, but what has he done? What has he done? He's been a representative. He was recently elected to the school board and now wants to jump. I don't see that as viable. I've always been opposed to things. If you run for an office and you get elected, you finish your term. Because if you leave it open, then they're going to have a special elections, and that just creates a lot of problems. I mean, if you run for the school board, stay in the school board.
Before we wrap this up, are there any final thoughts that you have?
No, that I want people to get involved. I mean, the city of Calexico has been having a lot of. Tomorrow we have another community meeting with another group, and there's very few people that go, especially to the meetings of the IID. I thought it was going to be very energetic. A lot of people, nobody goes. Nobody's active. I mean, I get a lot of complaints, and I tell them, go to the board and talk to the board. Go before the board. I mean, I'm sad that nobody participates. I mean, they probably watch the meetings on online, but to go out there and then put in their concerns about the energy, the water, they're very seldom. And I want people to know that we can grow in Calexico, we can do better. But you guys, it all starts with you, the citizens. I mean, like Kennedy said, I mean, it's don't blame it all on the government. We can do all in my community. We have our own neighborhood watch in my community. We started the Adopt a Park because our neighbors helped clean the parks. That's the way to start and make good communities and make a good city.
Javier Gonzalez from IID Board of Directors Division 4. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. ¿Cómo dice?